everyone, Erin here, your hostess with the mostest, and welcome back to Becoming Me. It's my vlog that I do every week, or when I'm actually on schedule. But without further ado and pompous and other crap that I like to just kind of sprinkle in, let's see what's on the trans agenda this week. Okay. I'm definitely going to be doing this every single week, even if it doesn't change or much or whatever. But, so this week, what I've really noticed is I haven't had a whole lot of dysphoria at all, which is awesome, but also kind of sucks because I started this little, fun dysphoria jar. And I'm supposed to get kisses based on kind of free hugs and things, but this time it's kisses. Anyway, yeah, and so I didn't really get a lot of dysphoria. But one of the things that I noticed, which made me really, really happy, is whenever I would sit down, I'd look at my legs and they just seem more feminine, and I thought that was really cool. It really got me by surprise. It's very strange. It shouldn't be, because I'm taking HRT, and HRT, wow, it's a mouthful with this mouth guard. And I'm a woman, so really shouldn't be that surprising. It is. So this week I had a dream within a dream. And in the dream, I was having a dream about becoming a woman. Physically. Growing titties and all. And I've had dreams like that in the past. A lot. So it's not really surprising. But something felt more real about this one, and it was just really strange that it was a dream within a dream, and then I woke up while still dreaming, and I was very disappointed that I didn't have them. I just wanted to share that. Okay, so this next one is kind of like the sock puppet accounts, but just another thing that bigots and TERFs like to do. And it was really scary on its own, but it gets worse. So, how I found it is that there was this person that made an account and would follow specific trans people. And then, apparently they would have abusive images from other sites and things like that. And then they would try and say this person that's trans that's just trying to live their life is the same person that's apparently strangling someone, and that person happens to be a minor. And it's really gross that they would do that. But the even worse part is that there are people that are not innocent of this, and that was really upsetting. I also saw this tweet of a person that I believe they're trans, and they brought forth evidence about their own relationship abuse and grooming from another trans person. And for those watching that don't understand the idea of grooming, I'm sorry that I'm gonna have to explain it, at least what I know of it. basically it's like you are cultivating someone who is not capable of like really thinking for themselves or having any kind of experience, usually minors, and sort of like crafting them based on really terrible motives, like a lot of times. And certainly in this case, they were like saying that they would commit suicide because this person isn't doing this, or like they would accuse that person and try to like draw them in to the relationship. And I hate that it happens, but it apparently does, and it's really sickening. And I really want to just go into a huge discussion about this, because it was kind of like a topic that I want to make like a long form video about, because it's very personal to me as well. And I guess I'll just sort of like put in a little small teaser here for the vlog or whatever. And that's just that if you've heard of traps, of trap culture, it not only kills trans women on the outside, but it also does on the inside. And I'm gonna be talking all about that as soon as I get to actually recording that. And more explaining what all that means. Yeah, there's a lot of sick, terrible things out there on Twitter. So it can be pretty awful. And I guess I'll leave it at that. Alright, I don't remember exactly what I saw that like made me think about this. But then I saw another tweet by Casey Explosion, where in the news, oh, I remember now. But in the news, they were crediting Casey Explosion as an activist. And they explained in a tweet that that's not what they are at all. And from their description, they are basically pretty much what I am, but just much better at it. So it was kind of surprising, because I thought they were an activist too. And no, what it is that when you're more like open and vocal about yourself, it draws, and just having like more people seeing your tweets and things, it draws a lot of like toxic crowds, and you have to repeatedly defend yourself and defend your existence. So in a way, like, everyone who's trans is automatically labeled an activist, even though we're just wanting to live our lives. And I've never seen like a news story or several news stories of something I personally was a part of or saw for my own eyes. So while I know that the news fabricates stories and things like that, I never really understood how just ways things are said can have a significant impact on like what actually happened. And it really, like, the stories I saw were talking about the H Bomber Guy stream, and they really kind of undermined the trans community and our involvement in it, which is really weird when you think about what it was. So it made me think about like, wow, I really am like just a political piece for people. Because if you think about it, since our existence is somehow so controversial to, I guess, the majority of people, that when people try to do something for us, either just having basic human rights and making extensions for that, like being able to change your gender on your birth certificate, like in New York, and I don't remember what the conditions were like around that, versus like having to jump through hoops here and there, or have job security and things like that, where trans people are heavily discriminated against, so they need it. But when something happens, it makes the people who are transphobic, or just, yeah, I'll just say transphobic, I guess, see red. Because then they're like, well, this is a non-issue. No one is helping, like, this is not what the world actually needs right now. And these people aren't people, so they can just go rot. And then it also turns into this thing where I think that the bigots and more extreme alt-right people actually benefit a great deal from having those kinds of stories come out, because then it always like causes friction between people, and it makes them more angry at the ones that would be more accepting of it. So then they're like more encouraged to, I don't know, be more on the right. And I believe I'm doing right, but I'm pretty sure it's on the left in my video, so that's weird. But I wish I could have explained that a little bit better, faster. I probably did a decent job like within the first minute, and then I just started rambling. But the fact is that my own existence and just being who I am is itself controversial, and politicians will use that to play angles, to toy with people, to mask stories, to amplify stories and hate. And, you know, truthfully, they've been doing that since the beginning with other groups, and I had no idea. And that's part of like when I started transitioning, I didn't realize what marginalized groups and what the non-majority like really actually experience and go through. As much as I wanted to, I for whatever reason couldn't see. And I probably still don't have like a very solid grasp on like what's going on. But I can definitely at least start to see what could be happening to a lot of different people. And I don't mean that in like as totally blind to how bad and racist like certain groups can be. It's just that like I didn't understand how systematic and deep and like subtle and controlling everything all is. I thought when people are like racist, it was just either the people are really, really terrible and will shoot first and ask questions later, or like beat someone half to death without like any actual reason to do so. And then also the other side is like people that will accidentally or on purpose say a slur within like the wrong group. But it's much more than that. It's a lot of subtle things. It's looks. It's just interactions in general. It's also how like people will present themselves. And I think because I'm now on a marginalized side and I'm seeing this more and more from people filled with hate that may not fully understand that they are, that I can now see it. Alright, well, to end this vlog today, kind of want to talk about what happened last week. I was really late with the upload, but I made my little graphic and I was happy about that. And I've been trying to get organized, but problem is my life keeps moving faster and faster, or just like, not really faster, more like I can't work on my YouTube as much as I would like. And that's part of something I just have to deal with. And that's what this is about. Like, something changed with my day job last week, and now suddenly all of my jobs are taking about 3 hours or so longer than they used to. And you don't recognize how little time you actually have until it's taken away from you. I thought coming home at like 2 in the morning was bad, but now I'm coming home at like 6 and like 8 in the morning. And this is when I go out like to work at like noon. It's not like I have a third shift or fourth shift, graveyard shift job or anything. And like a lot of things go into being tired. It also doesn't help that probably the biggest change that I've noticed with HRT is a super duper lack of energy. And you may not know this, but a lot of like testosterone really kind of regulates adrenaline. And I think in the past, even if I was kind of tired, I could just power through no problem. And now it's like there's nothing. I have to get used to that and find better ways to like keep my energy level up and things like that. But since I've been working so much, I didn't get to like do my makeup on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, or try to dance or anything like that. I mean, there's no time when you wake up at like noon, or not noon, but wake up a little bit before noon and then are working until like 7 in the morning. Like, you're just gonna go home and pass out. Even then, I wasn't able to do that fully. But it also helped me identify this other problem that I have, in that a lot of times when I'm working on something, I don't want to work on it until like I have a huge block of time to be able to complete it or do this or do that. And a lot of times it's like depends on the task. And when it comes to like recording for gameplay, I want like 5 hours, because I might end up uploading and then starting to edit afterwards. But I'll usually only play for about like 3.5. And then like with other things, it's smaller. But truth is, and I think I've said this even before, is that I could play just a couple episodes every night and I'll, be okay. And honestly, watching my Undertale episodes with my wife has been really helpful in this, because one of the deciding factors of, oh, am I gonna play tonight or I'm not gonna play, was my voice. And when I hear myself and I hear how bad, but not necessarily in a terrible sense, that makes sense, how bad like my voice sounds, and I still recorded it and put it out there and people have watched it. And it makes me think about other things too, like definitely going back to a previous vlog where I was talking about like having a security blanket where it's okay because I'm not an artist or I'm not a designer, I'm just doing that stuff. So it's okay if it's bad, and I'm still like, worried about criticisms. But I use that as a means to justify not doing things, not putting things out there. But truthfully, I do want to do more drawing and things like that. And I even have like more ideas to kind of integrate that into my channel, my tweets as well. And I really should just do that. Like, even if it's a sketch or it's not the best drawing in the world, like, it's still something that I've done. And I feel like even though I've been really tired and my voice is like really strained and hurting sometimes, I just have to power through and be okay with the time that I have and use it, because if I just wait and wait and wait for the perfect opportunity to do this or do that, then you know what? It's never gonna come. And then I won't do the things that I love to do. And I won't be making content for my channel. And I'll probably feel worse and like, yeah. So that's kind of what I definitely want to focus on. And hopefully this one wasn't too long. But if you stayed till the end, thank you. You're a real sweetheart. And take care, everybody.